Hello, and thank you for joining us. My name is Scott Donahue and I am the new Field Director for HCAS, working in Haiti at Haiti's Children's Home. Our family of 6 has recently moved to Haiti to complete the mandate and to execute the vision of the Board of Directors in Canada. We are an adopted family. We have 4 children, 2 biological sons and 2 adopted daughters. The first daughter that we adopted from Haiti came from Haiti's Children's Home in 2004. So we have a history with Haiti's Children's Home, and we've watched over the last 12 years as the facility and as the orphanage has grown and evolved to become what it is today. Everyone involved should be very proud of the accomplishments, but our work isn't finished. In fact, it's just begun. The goal and the mandate and the vision of the board is to transform aid to enterprise, and that is why I'm here. The next phase of this project is exciting, and by far the most important aspect of what we're going to do in Haiti. The compound is built, the orphanage is healthy, the kids are doing well, the house families are working. Now we need to reach outside of these walls. We need to take the opportunities that we've created inside the compound and apply it to the surrounding communities. We need to help our brothers and sisters in Christ to have the opportunities that we have back home in North America, to feed their children, to provide for their families, to put them in school. This is all very important, and I'm excited to be here to do this work.
Mais certainement, nous remettons travail là parce que j'en nous pensé nous taper, nous tap en dedans pour nous marrer, nous pas à l'aise tant que c'est la caille nous sentir nous à l'aise. Mais dans le commencement, nous avons pensé, est-ce que nous pas à l'aise, est-ce que nous pas à l'aise. Mais là, nous venons suivre Jean que travail là est, certainement, nous pas capable dire, moi-même pas capable dire, moi pas à l'aise. Bon, lié des familles, parce que dans le premier temps, je ne travail. Si qu'on y a envie de travail, je ne pas dire pas des familles. Lié des familles, parce que je joue comme l'école petite moins pour l'année passée yo, je joue comme l'école petite pour me faire tout bagage pour petite moins en dedans travail là. Et tout, jusqu'à présent, beaucoup fait caille. Et l'aider tout parce que pendant là, ça a maintenant moi pour me penser comment que je vais organiser pour me faire chambre caille. Je ne peux pas dire aider.
The volunteers that come to Haiti, that come to the front line, to the battlefield, have sacrificed their time, their energy, their finances, and the comforts of North America to diligently fulfill the promises that we make to our investors and our supporters.
About 5 years ago, we realized that we needed to find some different ways of meeting the needs in our community regarding how we respond to people's requests for bringing their children to the orphanage and wanting to give them up. It all started with a little girl named Luzni, and her mom came to the orphanage, and it became quickly apparent that even though she said she wanted to give her child up at the orphanage, that was not the case. And so after talking with her for a while, we came up with a bit of a game plan, and that is how the milk program began. She was a really small, undernourished little girl. Mom had a lot of nursing problems and didn't have the ability to purchase formula for her. So with Luzni, we started a milk program, and we followed her through until she was a year old, and slowly kind of weaned her off. And by that time, we had started some other programs. So this just allowed this mom, who didn't have the means to meet a really big need for her child, to keep her child, for that child to be raised with her, in her family, by her mom, without having to give her up at our orphanage or a different one. So finding ways to empower families to stay together kind of became one of our focuses. So we started with a pretty small, the milk program like we talked about, and then we started with an in-house nutrition program. So it started with 2 little girls that came actually to the orphanage a couple of times a day to have a cooked meal. And eventually that grew into what we call our nutrition program, our outpatient nutrition program. So some donors that came along to support us and helped us to get a continuous supply of manna packs, which are a fortified rice pack. So it's full of protein, tons of minerals, vitamins, things that these kids are really, really needing in order to maintain or regain their health. And so we have about 150 families right now that we serve through this program. Lots of kids that are suffering from different forms of malnutrition. And instead of them having to stay at the orphanage or their parents leaving them here and walking away and getting to a point where they just kind of give up and kind of distance themselves, cut themselves off from this child, and this child is adopted out. Instead, these children are staying with their families, their parents are seeing them get healthy, the parents start to be hopeful, the kids start to get fat, they start to have little lights in their eyes, their hair turns brown again, and we get to see that, and that's just from this nutrition program. That really has empowered families that just need a little bit of support to keep doing what they're doing, but they can't always meet the nutritional needs of their children. So this program allows us to do that. Once in a while we have a child that comes to the program that is too sick to stay in our outpatient program. So those are our respite kids. Sometimes we have them stay with us for a month, 3 months, sometimes up to a year. It really depends what the family situation's like, the severity of the child's illness in regards to their nutrition, as well as just how quickly they regain their health and their strength, their ability to walk, their ability to feed themselves and eat food that can easily meet their nutritional requirements.
Et ça qui externe qui parité chaque mois chaque vient prendre manger et puis nous après quelques semaines regarder nos petits nous évoluer figure changer bien même jusqu'à que là au bon nous déposer nous prendre l'autre ça veut dire que ça me remet ça parce que dans pays moi qui carence qui gagne et travail là si c'est pas de ça nous va perdre un pile petit monde qui va utile payer à demain qui t'a supporté pour travail que n'a fait à venir agrandi pour avoir plus de employés pour travail.
La naïdem, yo te malade, yo li ba ou santé, li ba ou manger et l'aide dans l'école.
We've all been impacted by the economic downturn in Canada, specifically Alberta. I have a business in Alberta as well that is struggling due to global commodity prices. But this is not the time to get defensive with our finances. This is the time to step out in faith and put the money to work, to do God's work. Transforming aid to enterprise is a journey. And it's going to take time, it's going to take energy, it's going to take people on the ground, and it's going to take resources to make this facility self-sustaining. And we look forward to your support. Our vision is large, and the work before us is going to be difficult. But we're going to start small. We're going to start with how do we fulfill the needs of the orphanage? How do we lower our operating costs? Your investment to date is not only appreciated, but absolutely critical for the day-to-day operations of this facility. We thank you for your support to date. And we thank you for your ongoing support as we transform this aid that comes into this facility into enterprise to enhance a self-sustaining model. Our vision here is simply to create jobs for individuals and to generate enough revenue to pay for our operating costs so we don't have to rely on day-to-day giving. But until we get to that point, we desperately need your support, and we thank you. We are in the process of developing business models. We're doing business cases, we're doing marketing analysis, break-even analysis, we're looking at how our businesses are going to impact the surrounding communities. We're doing cultural assessments. All of this is underway. The good news is we've already begun the process. I am here. My family is here. We are committed to this project, and we will do whatever it takes to launch these ideas, get them going out into the marketplace, and generate some revenue. In Haiti, at a glance when you come here, you may think that the reason that these people live in such extreme poverty is because they're lazy. And if that's the case, then you've been mistaken. Because when I look around this country and when I see these people, they are not lazy. They are ambitious. They want to work. They want to provide for their families. They want to educate their children. They want to have a decent home for their kids where they have running water and power. They desire all the same things we have in North America. but they lack the opportunity to do that. And that opportunity is something that we want to provide. It actually breaks my heart to tell you this, but I'm going to share it with you. And I'm going to use my adopted daughters, Ellie and Addie, I'm going to use their biological papas as an example. They come to me and they need help. They need help with their children to put them in school, for uniforms, for books. And we're more than happy to help because we've built relationships with these families. They are now an extended part of our family. But what I don't like and what breaks my heart is the fact that they put me up on a pedestal. And they actually think that I'm a better man than they are. And that is completely false. For I am not a better man than they are. I've just had better opportunities. Everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody wants to provide for their families. Help us. Please lock arms with us. Get behind the vision of the board. Let's build enterprise here in Haiti. Let's help these people move away from the desperate act of a handout receiving aid. Let's build businesses. Let's build up the character and the integrity of these people. We have the ability to do it. The business model allows it to happen. The economics will be evaluated, and if they make sense, we want to move forward in strength. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly or through the board. I'm happy to help and answer any questions at any time. Have a great night.